Today, I'm sharing with you the Guangwei 8 Elite eye-opening from Kipmu. It looks very special, an ABS injection molded shell with UV glossy finish. The Sammo mechanical keyboard features a glossy finish with a ceramic texture that is very exquisite. Paired with this rounded appearance, it really is very special. In this video, we'll take you through this in detail. Its unboxing is the gift box packaging with a top and bottom lid. When opened, the keyboard came with a user manual for the clothing dust cover. Accessories are amplified with 3 data cables for the entire body. 1 steel wire costs 88.7%, and 1 wiping unit is required. The key black version comes with the original PV material, a highly black sword cap. The font size is a bit pinkish. It must be said, when the lights are on, the lighting effect is truly maxed out. For the building, the model is a Nokiki axle with 40G of airy. Bottom touch Alibaba 45G 2mm trigger 3.5mm bottoming. A cross-shaped linear shaft produces a slightly crisper sound. But the keyboard on this one produces a slightly neutral small cross tone. Let's listen together. Looking at the keyboard's exterior, it features a very rounded design. The compact FG75 layout is originally 2 in the upper right corner. A key switch to a famous brand is a case. The EU blank side of the smooth panel on the right is a very rounded pattern. The switch and interface are on the left side. Go to the back and cut the anti-slip foot stickers twice. In the middle of the footrest, there is a design printed with some basic information. The receiver's storage compartment. The PC positioning board with a horizontal groove is pressed up in front of the chain under the footrest. The main materials are sandwich cotton XP grip pads. The white one is different from the common PET raw lock pads. Here, a layer of P film is attached to the PCB. The effect is definitely better than a raw lock pad, which is very rare. Cut open the 1.2mm thick PCB with a slot. The back is covered with a cushion made of unheat material. A base cotton made of pearl cotton. A very thick silicone base. A 4000 mAh battery. This keyboard is a gas key with a combined force and spring. Under the return force, the structure is also supported by springs. Although there are no PCB grooves, the overall feel is still quite soft and springy. However, after installing the casing, applying a hard preload, the final feel of this keyboard is a bit of tough hard processing. You can clearly feel a certain amount of cushioning. It doesn't hold guards, and its response to combat is relatively softer. But when pressed with normal pressure, there is basically no deformation. Suitable for long-term use. Let's take a look at the latency test and let's take a look at its performance. So what attracts me most about this Zipmo's Guangbi 8 Elite is, it must be the shell, which has a ceramic texture. It looks very moist to the naked eye with 4 colors in total. My personal favorite is the all-black version. After designing the lighting effects, it has a truly unique and refined texture. So, putting aside the packaging and building materials themselves, this is considered the current level of the mass-produced competition king. The only difference is the 4000 mAh battery, which might be a bit worse than yours. The effect of PTB coating is slightly less than that of PT dual hybrids. The plastic sound is cleaner. Structurally, it's not the common kind of gasket that consists of springs and silicone beads, paired with something very rare. The final feel of the PCB without slotting perfectly suits my taste. Personally, I don't like those stacked single arrow shots. The grooved feel is too soft. The keyboard performance is not crisp enough, and this keyboard's performance. If the body is not pressed and the hand touches the bottom, it is relatively soft, not a lower line. Instead, it is flexible, soft, and springy, and very comfortable to use. The performance in fundraising is also excellent. Fully stretched inner pot filling. Even with PVA material caps, the sound isn't too sharp or harsh. In short, if you're also interested in the exterior, it's definitely worth buying. The inward feel and sound performance are excellent. Not an empty vase with an empty appearance. Of course, the downside is that the black version of the case is very prone to fingerprints. Fortunately, the keyboard comes with a cleaning cloth, which works fine after wiping. For this look, I'm willing to wipe it myself. That's all for this video. Thank you all for watching our next video. See you in the next video.